Today, we're diving into OpenClaw, and this isn't just another AI tool. It represents a huge shift in how we think about artificial intelligence. We are moving way beyond simple chatbots and into a world where AI doesn't just talk, it actually does things.
So let's start with a big difference right up front. For years, we've used AI chatbots, right? You ask a question, you get an answer. They're basically a glorified search engine. Well, OpenClaw completely flips that script. You don't ask it questions, you give it a goal. And in return, you don't just get an answer, you get a result. It goes from being a passive tool to, well, an active, autonomous employee. So what's the secret sauce? Well, first, it's self-improving, which means it learns new skills on the fly. And get this, it has a body, so it can use your computer just like you can. It can browse websites, write code, organize your files, the whole shebang. It has agency, working for you 24/7 and even proactively deciding what needs to be done next. And because it's open source and plugs right into apps like Telegram, it's a totally customizable assistant that lives where you already work.
So in this explainer, we're going to walk through that core concept, show you how to get it installed, and pick the right AI model. Then we'll get into the fun stuff, some incredible automated use cases, advanced customization, and finally, we'll talk about where all this tech is heading.
Okay, let's dive right in. You might think getting something this powerful set up is complicated, but honestly, it's way more straightforward than you'd expect.
There's no need for any complex setups or confusing wrappers. The entire installation, seriously, boils down to one single line of code. You just copy it from the official website, pop it into your computer's terminal, hit enter, and bam, you're off to the races.
Now, once it's installed, you've got to make a pretty big choice. What's going to be the brain of your agent? And as you can see, each option has its trade-offs. Anthropic's Claude is kind of considered the best of the best. It's super reliable for getting tasks done, but it's either pricey or you risk getting your account banned. On the other hand, you've got OpenAI's GPT. It's really smart, it's affordable, and it's officially encouraged, though it might need a little nudge now and then to get a task over the finish line. Okay, so we've got it installed. Now for the fun part. Let's see how this thing actually works in the real world. This is where the magic really happens. I mean, what can you really do with an AI agent working for you? A perfect place to start is with an automated daily brief. You can literally set up your agent to do research on any topic you care about. Could be sports, gaming, or in this example, the stock market, and have it deliver a custom report to you every single day. And setting this up is as simple as talking to it. You just give it a clear prompt in plain English, just like this one. In the background, OpenClaw sets up a recurring task to autonomously go out, find that info, and send you the brief, all without you lifting another finger. But why stop there, right? Let's take it a step further. You can build on top of that research task by having the agent actually act on its own findings. So for example, after it gathers the latest news for its daily brief, it can then automatically draft a video script or a bunch of social media posts based on that information. And for a really advanced workflow, this is where it gets wild. You can have your agent do more than just research and write. It can analyze the challenges it finds in its research and then try to solve them by, and I love this term, vibe coding. That is, creating a prototype app from scratch to solve the very problem it just discovered. So naturally, as your goals get more ambitious and your workflows get more complex, you're going to need a better way to manage and organize everything. And this is where mission control comes in. The coolest part? This isn't some feature that comes out of the box. It's something you actually instruct OpenClaw to build for you. It creates a custom website that acts as a central hub, a place where it can build and store any new tools it needs to get its jobs done. And this is where you can see just how powerful this gets. You can have it built a calendar to see all its scheduled tasks, a memory section with daily journal entries of your conversations, a document repository for all the articles and scripts it creates, or even a team dashboard to see all your different agents and what they're all working on. For those of you who want even more organization, Discord is an absolute game changer. You can set up different channels for different tasks, like one for research, one for content drafting, another for alerts. This creates this super organized system where work getting finished in one channel can automatically kick off a whole new workflow in another. All right, finally, with all this power, there are a couple of huge topics we've got to address. How to use this thing safely and, where all of this is headed. And it's the question everyone asks, right? When you give an AI agent the keys to your computer, how do you make sure it's secure? Is it safe? So here's the bottom line. Security really comes down to your own personal accountability. OpenClaw only does what you ask it to do, It's not going to spontaneously leak your passwords or start posting on your social media. You just have to be thoughtful about the instructions you give it. If you do that, you stay in control. Looking ahead, the biggest change on the horizon is the shift from cloud-based AI to local AI. So instead of sending your private prompts to some company's servers, local models run entirely on your own computer. This means your data is 100% private, you have complete control, and after the initial hardware cost, it's totally free to run. Now, let's be real. Right now, running a top-tier local model requires some pretty expensive hardware. But, and this is a big but, the technology is moving so fast. The projection suggests that in as little as 6 months, you'll be able to run models that are just as powerful on much more affordable computers. We're talking about making this incredibly powerful private AI accessible to pretty much everyone. Which leaves us with one final and kind of exciting thought. As these powerful, autonomous agents move from the cloud to your own machine, becoming a truly personal tool that you completely own and control, what new possibilities will you unlock? What will you build?